You are now watching We Talkin Sports.
Hey, thanks for joining us here at We Talkin Sports. Be sure to hit that like button so we know that you like the content that we're bringing to you here on Saturdays. And you can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Instagram at we_talking_sports, or you can follow us on Twitter at We're Talking Sports 2, and on TikTok, We Talking Sports 6. So, DJ.
Yep, what's up?
Your Cleveland Cavaliers are in second place in the Eastern Conference with a 35-21 record. One game behind the Miami Heat for first place.
Right. Well, hey, they are playing ball. They are balling. I think I need to start off by saying that I was one of the naysayers. I was one of the I don't believe it. And, you know, this team has totally did everything that they were supposed to do in order to be a good basketball team that looks like a team that, and this is the first time I'm saying this, oh my God, that could come out of the Eastern Conference.
Right.
They look like a team that could come out the Eastern Conference. And because, you know, I talked with my cousin yesterday. He's my cousin through marriage. And we talked yesterday. You know me from Heights. And you know, all he was saying is, man, we come out the East. We got this defense. We got this defense. We got this defense. So it was my wife's birthday. So we was out.
Okay.
And, you know, he left. And, you know, I watched the game on my phone. And he just kept texting like, I told you. Because his argument was defense wins championships. And this same argument you always have. And I say, no, it's about scoring the basketball. You have to score the basketball. So,
hey, and we got a guy, we've added a guy who showed you last night, I can help you close out a game. Mm-hmm. When it comes down to that possession by possession, which many games will in the playoffs, when it's our turn to score, I got it. And and you add him in with Darius Garland, because before, Garland was the only guy we had that you could count on to really, well, I ain't going to say count on because he still has to prove it as well, too, but it was the only guy that could create for himself.
So, I don't know. I don't believe this back stuff. I think he just filming stuff that we're going to see during All-Star Game weekend. Because I don't believe, how is he, I don't know why he's missing these games. But
no, I believe it back because I've seen him pull up in a couple of games. Now, do I think he could play through it? And if like this was playoff or something like that, yeah, I think he can. But even sometimes he'll go back down court. You can see how it, you know what I'm saying? I've seen some, I've seen some symptoms where it looks like, okay, I can believe that it's a true back issue. And they're just being cautious, you know what I'm saying? Especially on these this 3-game trip we're on right now. It's like, okay, let's let Karras and Rondo kind of get more integrated with this team, because the one thing I will say is when he missed the previous, 4 games, when he came back, it was like he didn't miss a beat, and the offense picked right back up where it left off.
So here's what I saw in Karis LeVert. Now, Karis LeVert is not Kawhi Leonard. He's not on Kawhi Leonard's level, so I'm not trying to say that. But if you watch Kawhi Leonard play a basketball game, especially when he played with Toronto and they won that championship, Kawhi Leonard would just play great defense. He would just be there if you need me. Okay, if you need me, I'm here. Then when it comes time to win the basketball game, Kawhi Leonard would just take over the basketball game, and that's just what dude did last night. Right. When they needed, it was like, okay, you got Rondo out there. You ain't really going to get no offense from him, although he did hit a big 3.
Right.
You got my man, the young dude, who really don't know, hey, yeah, I can do this. So it's like when the Cavs would get in that situation over the last couple of games, they would just kind of, somebody would have to do it, but their defense would usually carry them to where they would still win this game, figure it out. But last night, they showed me, no, this dude is like, give me the ball, and I'm about to make something happen. And he kept making something happen.
Yep. That's why I say Karis LeVert was a huge pickup. I thought we could make a run in the Eastern Conference, but we have a roster for the most part that I don't think there's you put a limit on what they can do and what they can accomplish. They could win it all.
The thing about the Cavs roster is, and this is, I used to think this, but they don't have a weakness on their roster. Like, they don't have a dude that comes in the game and does not contribute, does not do positive things, whether it be I'm gonna hit my open jumper or push the ball down the floor or teach somebody or play tremendous defense or something like that. Every dude they don't have bad players. They don't have like the Pangos dude. For 2 games we had to start him. Right. That's a bad player. That's somebody who he's
gone now.
Yeah, and not taking nothing away from him. I'm just basically saying that, dude, you don't help us when you're on the floor. The Cavs don't have anybody
That's
on
why
their
we wound
team
up getting good one.
that's like that.
We wound up getting a good one. It's like,
and I love him too.
I do too. But when we got him and we had to go to the G League to get him, I was like, okay, what do we have Pangos for? So I'm glad they freed up that roster spot. Because I was like, what do we have him for? So it's so much I want to talk about with these Cavs and what this LeVert trade did. Because as an NBA fan, the next thing after All-Star break, everybody's going to come out. There's jockeying for playoff positioning. There's tanking for lottery balls. And there's also the players that are going to get bought out of their current contracts, and they're going to become free agents and sign with contenders to try and help you make this run.
Go ahead.
There's one guy who's been rumored for a buyout that's particularly interesting to me.
Please do not say Dennis Schroeder. Please
no.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you some clues.
Okay.
He used to play here.
Andre Drummond.
He was drafted here.
Oh.
He's played more games. He owes the Cavs Iron Man record for the Cavaliers. Absolutely.
What the hell would Tristan Thompson do for this roster but be a dude who gets the ball and is a black hole? I love Tristan.
No. Listen. Would you rather see him come off the bench in a situation or Ed Davis?
Why is Ed Davis coming off the bench?
Because sometimes your bigs get in foul trouble, and when you look at the series that the matchups the Cavs are going to potentially have in the playoffs, one of them, the playoffs one way or the other in the East is going through Joel Embiid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So as you using up fouls, dealing with him
or Giannis
and Giannis.
And
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with
Giannis then Embiid. Don't play Giannis. He just won the chip.
I'm just saying Embiid's gonna be the MVP unless he has a injury where he misses a lot of games this year.
So here's what I say to what you're saying, and I don't want Tristan Thompson. My mama hates Tristan Thompson, so I don't want Tristan Thompson. But I really just don't want that drama no more. But here's the thing with it.
They broke up. What are you talking about?
We got enough bigs.
They broke up. No, we don't.
I guess you could never have enough bigs when you play our style.
And then as a big what Tristan is bringing to the table. He's bringing championship experience. He will get physical. He's battled centers in the playoffs before. And when you probably gonna need that third big to give you the minutes, I would rather have him than Ed Davis. No disrespect to Ed Davis.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it. If Tristan came back, yeah, it'd be a good feel-good story. I mean, he didn't he embrace Kevin Love after the game, everything like that? Yeah,
he did. He gave Darius Garland a hug, and Darius Garland started grabbing his back because he was hugging him too tight.
I wouldn't hate it. But I think the thing that I was saying is I think that when you look at what the Cavs did with getting Caris LeVert, and you started talking about Caris LeVert probably month ago, 2 months ago, month and a half at least. Mm-hmm. And so Caris LeVert, it's a perfect situation. Caris LeVert wants to be this. Right. He has wanted to be this ever since his name became Caris LeVert. And he didn't get an opportunity, and now he's in the perfect situation to do exactly what he wants to be. And
you know what, Cavs fans? We should all thank James Harden.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for James Harden, we wouldn't have Jared Allen or Caris LeVert.
We got our two best players on our team right now. Darius Garland is in that conversation too. I'm just only not saying him because he's young. But we got our two best players in that James Harden deal. Who would have ever thought it?
Right.
We didn't even know Jared Allen was good. Who was the other dude that we got? Wasn't somebody else really the centerpiece for us?
No. Jared Allen was the centerpiece, but we got what was the forward with the Braves?
Yeah, Taurean Prince.
Yeah, Taurean Prince. Right, Taurean Prince, right.
Yeah.
And we wound up flipping him into Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, okay. Which I'm definitely.
And let me tell you what else is big.
It's funny. It's sad that Ricky Rubio's time with the Cavs ended the way it did because he won't get the credit really for being what he was. He really was the ignition to this team to me.
I would give him a lot of that credit too. And what he did is he brought whenever he was on the floor, he brought stability to the floor in terms of making sure that the ball was moving, making sure it was moving to the right places. If you had a mismatch, he was immediately getting you the ball. And veteran players embraced that and appreciated that because they haven't always had that with the Cavs because we've always had this young core that we've been developing. And so sometimes it's difficult for young players to play with older players. But what I was going to say is one of the things I can appreciate about these young Cavs that we have is these guys listen, man. These you see Rondo and Kevin Love pulling these guys to the side all the time. And then even in the interviews, after the game and stuff, these guys are giving you quotes from Rondo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's their influence. First of all, it's good to have young people that are willing to listen.
Yeah.
Because that's not always the case. And then, secondly, it's good that these guys are taking these guys under the wing because they see they got a chance to do something special this year.
Here's what I would say that I love right now in life. So, football is over. College football is over. It ain't really nothing to come on every night. So I get excited when the Cavs game come on, which I watch a Cavs game and they losing and this, that, and the third. And I'm just sitting up there dag, something? It ain't really nothing to do. The Cavs losing. Then they start coming back. Then they start balling. And then you get all into the game and you just be like, ugh. And they just make your night just cold.
And you know how they come back? You know how they always start their comeback? On the defensive end. Right, It always started on the defensive end. It's like a block will just ignite something like a dunk can do or something. You know what I'm saying? That block just get it going.
Then you just go to bed I can't wait. When the next time these dudes come on? And so it's exciting. They are what the city needs. I'm not gonna get all into this, but all of the drama that the Browns have, they really have deflected a lot of that, and really now have the city with pride that we can poke our chest out. Right now, we're number 2 in the Eastern Conference.
And they seem to genuinely have a good, solid core.
Yeah.
So with that, and again, I don't want to put a negative spin on things or bring any negativity to what they're accomplishing right now, but I can't help but think or wonder, in your opinion, do you think the acquisition of Caris LeVert is going to impact Colin Sexton?
I do, and I do because in the off season, somebody is gonna want what we have. Somebody is gonna want what we have. We have Darius Garland. Obviously, they're not gonna get that. We have Rondo. We may get that back. We may not. We got Caris LeVert. We got Isaac Okoro. We got a young nucleus of young. Rondo isn't young, but we got a young nucleus of dudes who we've watched, starting with Colin Sexton. He was the first one come into the league and just develop and become NBA players. And so when you are now in the offseason and you looking to build your roster, that's a good shiny piece to add this piece. Okay, you know something? We finished we number 2 in the Eastern Conference, and this dude ain't even played. So we not losing nothing. Just like we got Caris LeVert, and we got rid of a dude that was injured, and we only got better. So you really in the same situation in the offseason with Colin Sexton. It's like we playing with house money. We don't really need him, but y'all need him.
Well, so when you say do we need him, I think he makes our team complete. In terms of if you backcourt scoring, you know what I'm saying? So I think, first of all, the hardest thing to do in the NBA is to acquire talent. Right. That's the hardest thing to do. So when you acquire talent, however you get it, which is why I was saying 2 episodes ago, the Cavs had to use that Ricky Rubio contract.
You said that,
to acquire another player, because, again, that's the hardest thing to do. If you consider this, teams will throw away a whole season tanking just to acquire a lottery player. Right. Because, again, the hardest thing to do is acquire talent in the NBA. Right. So when you have a guy like Colin Sexton that you've grown, you've developed, he's part of the culture and the fabric of this Cleveland Cavaliers team that we're watching right now, you don't let him walk away. You don't let him walk away.
No, you don't let him walk away for free.
No, you don't let him walk away. You don't let him walk away, period.
I don't know about that, bro.
So I guess what it boils down to is someone going to offer him a max contract? And I don't think so.
See, I do. I think, okay, so let's say the Cavs could add, I don't even know what we would need to add.
And then,
but let's say we could add, to be honest, like, okay, when I look at it, at center, we're great. We're not going to trade Colin Sexton for a backup center. We're great. At the 4, we're great. That's our best position. That's the dude that's about to be hopefully our Jordan or hopefully our Giannis.
And we don't have to deal with him financially for 4 years.
Okay, so now at the 3, you got Markinson,
who is on a 4-year contract, 4 or 5-year contract.
So we can improve. We can improve there, though. We got a Coro,
you got Markin, you got a Coro, you got Lamar Stevens.
We can improve
Jetty,
there.
You got Jetty.
So now, who is a 3 that we could get that we could trade Colin Sexton for? A nice 3. Let's say if. I want to see. I keep wanting to say DeMar DeRozan, but I look at him more as a 2. But if you could add a player like that at the 3, that only helps you. I'm trying to think. A younger Paul Millsap will come to mind, but he's way past his days. But I'm saying somebody who could bring that to you. I would trade Colin Sexton for that, and I think that you could get that.
So let me tell you something, and I'm gonna tell you why I wouldn't trade Colin Sexton, because again, I think we can afford him. Part of the reason we can afford him is because all our guys are on their rookie contract for the most part. Our core guys are still on their rookie contract. And at the end of the day, like I said before, he's part of the culture. And I think Colin Sexton really, kind of set the foundation for the organization in terms of how you come in as a rookie and how you work on your game and how you get better. And when you have a foundational piece like that, you have to reward him. Now, I'm not saying that you give him a 6-year max contract or nothing like that, but you reward him. And, of course, if you need to protect yourself, you always got to protect yourself and be financially responsible. But we need to bring Colin Sexton back, and he needs to continue to grow with this team.
If you could get a Jason Tatum, obviously they're not going to give up Jason Tatum. But if you could flip a Jason Tatum, maybe a 3-team deal type of thing where somebody is looking for that, you could get a Jason Tatum, or you could get like a Paul George is a little past this time. I don't know if I would want. I would love Paul George here because
I don't know, man. I wouldn't play too much with the culture on this team, man. These are young guys who like each other and they enjoy playing with each other. And I think you gotta let that play itself out. Now, if they start fighting down the line, then you do something. But while these guys like each other, you got to keep them together, man.
What about a Devin Booker? What if you could put a package together?
Nobody's gonna get. See, that's what I'm saying, because then I tell you what. Since you want to play NBA general manager, we got a game. We got a game, okay? And y'all can play NBA general manager too. We gonna build the all-time best Cavalier starting 5.
No. That is not what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to give
within
you
a budget. With a salary cap.
So you're not going to get the best Cavaliers players. You're going to get $15 to build you a roster. That is totally different.
Is it up now? It's up. Okay. So yeah, you look at that and you build your roster. So D-Jack, what you come up with your roster?
All right, so my roster is okay. So first off, the Rain Man. I love the Rain Man. So the Rain Man is gonna be on my roster regardless. If the Rain Man was $30 and it was $15, the Rain Man was gonna be on my roster. But I got LeBron, Mark Price, the Rain Man. Who else did I say? Austin Carr, which I ain't co-signing for Austin Carr, but Austin Carr, and then who was my fifth dude?
Oh, wait a minute. You took DG. You took Garland.
Oh, and Darius Garland. So no, I didn't have Austin Carr then. I had Kevin Love. So yep, I got the Rain Man, Kevin Love, LeBron, Mark Price, and Darius Garland.
Okay. Oh, and you that's at 15, right? You did the math. You at 15.
I'm at 15. I look at it like this. If I look at
Ain't
that
no
roster,
luxury tax. Ain't no luxury tax.
No
you just got
tax.
straight $15.
If I look at that roster, the best three players on that roster to me in this order is LeBron, Doherty, Price, Sean Kemp, Kyrie, and then I probably put Darius Garland next. I mean, okay. We don't know who he is, but he definitely better than.
Well, let me tell you what my 5 is. And again, I went with a small lineup, because I had to do what my money could do for me. So I got LBJ, Austin Carr, Sean Kemp. In fact, let me back up because I want to tell you the position. I got Sean Kemp, and I'm starting him at the 5.
Right.
I'm playing LBJ at the 4, Austin Carr at the 3, Mark Price at the 1, and Terrell Brandon at the 2. And that's my starting 5. And that's right at $15.
I think the most intriguing thing in this list, besides the fact that Sean Kemp is only worth $1, because I told you I would buy 5 Sean Kemp's then, but I think the most intriguing thing about this is that it comes down to, do you think Mark Price is a better basketball player than Kyrie? And availability is a huge ass factor.
Man, look, Kyrie tear up every team he go to. Every team he go to, he tear it up.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Every team he go to, he tear it up.
Kyrie hit the biggest shot in the history of Cleveland sports. Like in my whole lifetime that I've lived here, the most important play in the history of my lifetime in Cleveland, Kyrie Irving is the author of it. He hit the biggest shot in the history of my life.
And he's one of the most talented. He's at the top of the list of the most talented players in the NBA. Extremely
but if you ask me if I was starting a team, would I want that dude over Mark Price? No, because Mark Price came to work every day.
Right.
And Mark Price balled. He flat out balled.
So, okay, are we done with that? Did you take that down? Because I got another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just hit rewind for a second. Since you brought up the fact that you would trade Colin Sexton, and you said we could use help at the 3.
Mm-hmm. Not that I don't like marketing.
I know a guy. He played here before too.
At the 3?
Yeah, he played at the 3. Yeah, he played at the 3 too.
LeBron? There you go. Man, I swear to God.
Hey, don't act like you ain't thought about it. Do not act like you ain't thought about it. Do not act like you ain't thought about it.
I do not want LeBron James to come back here. I do not. I do not. For 2 reasons. Number 1, because I don't like the way we treated LeBron. So number 1, I don't.
Things have changed.
I don't. So I do not. But then number 2, to me, LeBron James is no longer Superman. Now, I still
he don't have to be.
I still hold out that they're gonna win the chip. If somebody asks me right now,
talking about the Lakers?
Yeah. If somebody asks me right now, Deion Jackson, who do you think is gonna win the chip? I'm gonna say the Lakers. But
the Lakers will be lucky to make the play-in and then make the playoffs.
Hey.
And you think they're going to win the championship?
I do. Because I think that LeBron is that cold. I think that he can flip the switch. I think that Anthony Davis
Too many
is
old
that
dudes.
Cool. Okay.
Too many old dudes.
But if he does not have the ability to flip that switch, why would I want LeBron James on my basketball team? LeBron James destroys basketball teams because they play that LeBron James basketball. Instead of Darius Garland passing to this dude to pass to that dude, it's LeBron is going to be sitting up there, dribble. Somebody's going to be standing here. Somebody's going to be standing here. Somebody's going to be standing here. Somebody's going to be there. After the shot clock get down to 9 seconds, LeBron is going to call somebody over to set him a pick, and then they're going to try to execute a basketball play. We don't need that.
That's 38 minutes a night, LeBron. But the LeBron we would be dealing with would be 20 minutes a night, LeBron, kind of like the Kevin Love that you deal with.
Why would LeBron sign up for that?
Okay.
Because
he's 37, about to be 38. That's why he would. And I want to play on a good team. I want a chance to win championships.
If they win the championship,
and I don't want to have to have a triple-double every night. No. I don't want to have a triple-double every night.
Bron does not sign up that. Now, I do believe that Bron is chasing Kareem. You know, today he's supposed to pass Kareem all-time points. Mm-hmm. But he still ain't caught Kareem regular season points. But he catching Kareem today all-time points. So I don't know, man.
Hey,
LeBron's Superman is wearing off on me. I don't look at him as Superman.
Dog, he's 37 going on 38. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? It's like Father Time is undefeated.
I'm like, there are so many times that I've wanted LeBron to hit that switch, and he did in 2016.
He can't do it no more because he can't do it on both ends of the court no more.
In 2020, only 2 years ago.
He can't do it on both ends of the court anymore.
This is my 1 year where I'm just saying, okay, LeBron,
and you know
this
what?
Your last chance to hit that switch, or you ain't my dude no more.
The people he chose to run with him are unreliable. The people, like, when he came to Cleveland, he chose Kyrie and Love to run with. And they had injuries the first year. They got to the finals, but they both got injured. But they worked hard in the offseason. They, took better care of their bodies, whatever. And next season, and the following season, they ran. They didn't miss half the season with various ailments. The guys he's running with now, can't count on them. And I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names.
You know who I think is about to be my favorite player? My favorite player doesn't necessarily have to be from my hometown, so I just want y'all to know that. So I get everybody else is like that, but I'm not like that. I think my next favorite player is about to be LaMelo Ball, man. I love that dude's game. That dude plays like, I would say his game is like a kid in a candy store, and the store is closed, and he can just do whatever he want to do. He can just go over here and eat some of this, or go over here and play over there. He is so fun to watch. He is probably about to be my next favorite player in the league because I just love watching him play.
Right. Now, did you see, obviously this coming up Saturday, we got the NBA All-Star game here in Cleveland.
Right.
Shout out to Darius Garland for being selected as a reserve. And you know who he's playing for, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know who picked him, right?
LBJ. That whole thing was entertaining.
Right. So, KD tried to trade for Darius Garland, right?
Yeah.
LeBron told him, and this is a quote, "Garland is untouchable. I've left Cleveland twice, and I need to have some type of muscle to go back there with me. I need to keep Garland. That's the only way I can save what fans I have left back there."
I mean, that's stupid to me. What does that even mean? Why are you excited about that? I hate that part of the NBA. Why was that exciting to you?
What do you mean you hate that part of the NBA?
Because
Did there relationships? Did there are relationships and these guys respect each other's game?
Okay.
And like look at the idea of playing with each other?
Okay, so if you look at it from the angle
and let me give you one more angle.
Two superstars are saying, "Hey,
no,
haggling over our superstar." Yeah, that do make me
Let me give you one more angle. you don't think that LeBron is tracking the success of the Cavaliers, and you don't think he hears the chatter when people say this is the first time they're going to make the playoffs in over 20 years without LeBron there?
So let me ask you this.
You don't think he hears that?
Okay, so let's say yes. Okay, so let me ask you this question. So when you look at the Los Angeles Lakers, the 2022 Los Angeles Lakers, you say, yeah, best dog. They're a play-in team. They lucky. You say all that about them, whereas you know that the head of the snake is LBJ. So now you're saying, oh, but next year, this same dude who you laughing at saying, they all old, bro, he's 37. You covet that dude on our team for next year in a diminished role. So now this dude has never high school. Remember, this dude was like on ESPN and everything like that. So you want this dude to just all of a sudden say, okay, I live in Los Angeles. I got this huge ass mansion and everything. My kids are in school, Los Angeles. But because I'm from Cleveland, I'm about to go home and just come up. What is he gonna come off the bench, or is he gonna be? What is he gonna?
No, I didn't say come off the bench. I didn't say.
So
come
why
off
would
the
he
bench.
want to come? Why would he want to come back? Because the Cavs are winning. That's a way to
look at
way
it like this.
To get him.
I can answer that. No, I can answer that for you.
Well, you ain't the dude.
I can answer that for you.
Okay.
Because first of all, we know he wants to play at least 3, maybe 4 more years because he want to play with his son, who won't even be eligible for another 2 years.
So I don't necessarily know that's what he wants to do, but I have heard.
Let me answer your question.
Okay, because I don't think he.
Well, I've heard it come out of his mouth. So if he came out of if you can take him for what he says, he wants to play with his son. Okay. I've heard those words come out of his mouth.
I give you that's on the plus side.
Okay, so
that's on the plus.
So that means he wants to play at a minimum like 4 more years, which would take him into his early 40s.
Not 4 years, bruh. His son is in high school now. Would be if it was 4 years, his son would be in the 8th grade. I think his son is in the 11th.
No, you have to be a year removed from high school. So his son doesn't come out this year. He comes out next year.
Right,
Then you have to be a year removed from high school, and then you have to actually get to that that next year, which would be the NBA season.
Okay,
so we're talking 4 NBA seasons out.
3. Next year will be his senior year. 1 year in college, he'll be in the NBA the next year. His senior year is next year.
Yes.
He'll be in college 1 year or D
whatever,
league or whatever,
right.
And then he'll be in the league.
Okay, so 3 years.
Okay.
So 3.
2023. He turned the 2023 recruiting class.
2023 recruit
of college.
Of college, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So then, 2024. Okay, so that's 3 years. Okay, so that's 3 years. So that means he's still gonna be 40. He's still gonna be 40, and with that, you don't want to be, first of all, on a bad team, and you don't want to be on a team that expects you to carry him every night. You want to be part of you want to be almost like in a Golden State type situation where you got a bunch of young talent.
You think the Cavs are in a Golden State situation?
I think they had, I think they, well, it's of course I think
the Cavs are in a Atlanta Hawks situation. That was perfect. I think the Cavs are in an Atlanta Hawks situation.
They're in closer to a Golden State situation. And this is why I say that. Because they have young players that they developed.
They do too. The John Collins, the Trey Young. Okay, same thing.
Well, no, we have multiple players that we developed, and we have a winning team. We have a winning team.
Okay. I do not put the Cavs in the Golden State conversation.
Of course, I'm not saying they're on the
Hawks situation.
Of course, Golden State is a more accomplished team. I'm just comparing trajecting where they can go or what they can become if they continue to grow their in-house talent. That's what Golden State is an example of.
In-house talent, but I do believe that next year they could end up being what Atlanta is next year. Like okay, so you're playing fantastic basketball right now. Not even good, fantastic basketball. What was 8-2 the last 10?
Don't forget what the point was. The point was, why would LeBron want to come back home?
Yeah, why would he go to the Atlanta Hawks?
So you're saying what the Cavs are doing now isn't sustainable? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying it's not sustainable. My whole point is,
then they'll be good next year.
If LeBron James was coming to the Cavs to win a championship because he was carrying the Cavs, then what you're saying would make sense.
Those days are over. Those days are
so
over.
why would LeBron James? You saw what Carmelo Anthony did when they said, "Hey, Melo, you coming off the bench?" He was, and Melo was way younger than that.
I didn't even say he would have to come off the bench. I didn't even say he would have to come off the bench.
Okay,
but I said he would have a reduced role in terms of his minutes.
But why would he want that though? That's what he's done his whole life.
Because he's 37, going on 38. You can't. I mean, this is like. There's data around this, you know what I'm saying, in terms of how many minutes you play.
Here's the only thing I'm saying, dog. Do you know that LeBron James right now has a tequila? He has a tequila brand. Do you know he has a tequila brand?
Yeah, I did know that.
Okay, so now LeBron James at this point is in a situation where, wow, you know something? I've done everything I possibly can, and now I live in LA.
So what you're saying is LeBron no longer wants to win or values winning. He just wants to make money. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
You saying he no longer wants to win, he just wants to make money.
Yes,
that's what you're saying.
Kids.
Okay, well go on record for that. Let me hear that.
I will. I think LeBron James is at a point where now he wants to hold on one second, bro. We about to get you in here. I think LeBron James is at a point where he wants to now say, okay, now I can be Will Smith and be an actor. Or now I can be Elon Musk and be an inventor. Or now I can be the Microsoft dude and I can have my own brand. And he's in LA. So if that's what my mind said, why would I come back to Cleveland?
Ludicrous.
And come and be the
dance with the one that brung you. Hey, we talking sports. Who we got on the call here?
Hey, this L, Rod. What's good, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey.
You got it, man. I was calling to say, man, about the LeBron James situation. Yeah, you're right. He probably do need to stay in L.A. anyway, though, because we really don't need him back here. We got a young nuclear team. We need to keep building on what we building on, man. Just keep building what we building. I still don't want Dan Gilbert running the team, but that's another subject.
You my favorite caller.
I don't know why y'all beef on Dan Gilbert, because I'm going to tell you one thing about Dan Gilbert. Ain't nobody leaving this team over a paycheck. Ain't nobody leaving over a paycheck.
No, but like you say, he done ran the team into the dirt, man. You know what I mean, dude? We've been terrible for I can't remember since LeBron left. It's been that long. Then he lucked upon this player we got right now.
Look at the Lakers.
We got lucky.
Look at the Lakers.
No, I don't care about them Lakers. I mean, the Lakers get what they deserve.
That's what happens when you rebuild. That's what happens when you rebuild, my man. You know what I'm saying? You got to lose. You lose. Part of rebuilding is losing.
Not that long. Not with all the number one draft picks, man. He wasted a lot of them, man. Come on,
hey,
now. He wasted a whole lot of draft.
What's your point, bro? You got the floor.
Oh, no. My point is this, man. I'm kind of glad the Cavs made good moves, man, to get the trade deadline. Made move for the trade deadline. I know previously y'all talking about y'all didn't want y'all liked the chemistry of the Cavs.
Right.
Way to build better chemistry to get better players on the Cavs so you can try to win a championship. We too young. I wish we'd have got rid of Okafor. We need to go.
Bro, let me ask you a question. Where do the Cavs finish this season? I'm not talking about what seed they end up. I'm saying when the season is over, are they NBA champs? Do they win the Eastern Conference? Do they win 2 rounds in the playoffs? Do they get one and done? In your opinion, where do the Cavs finish this season?
My opinion, the way it's going, we should be we gonna lose to either the Brooklyn Nets to go to the finals or to be the Milwaukee Bucks.
So you put us in the Eastern Conference Finals?
They put us in the Eastern Conference Finals where this roster's constructed. Yeah,
I feel you, bro. Thanks for the call.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yep. Eastern Conference Finals. So
okay.
I don't know how the Cavs going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't, because that means either so to me. Okay, so I don't think the Cavs are better than Philadelphia. I don't think the Cavs are better than Milwaukee. Now, they can end up playing each other. So, Miami, at the beginning of the season, I love Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is one of my favorite players in the league. So, I thought that Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Buckets was going, but I put the Cavs. I put the Cavs a solid number. I put them at the 4th best team in the league in the East.
In the East, ooh, I won't say that.
Best case scenario.
I won't say that. And this is what I say. Listen, I think from a talent standpoint, they can match up with anybody in the East. From a talent standpoint,
not Milwaukee. Bro.
Just hang on. From
in
a talent
game series.
From a talent standpoint, I believe they can match up with anybody again because of that defense. And I don't want to call Jared Allen the Giannis stopper, but he the closest that I've seen in terms of somebody close to his size that can physically keep up with him. But in any event, having said all of that, the East is so much parity even still that the Cavs could lose in the first round or they could go to the conference finals. And I mean that wholeheartedly.
I agree with that.
We don't know even who our first round matchup is. Our first round matchup, because it's only a couple of games separating everybody. Our first round matchup could be against Philly, or our first round matchup could be against Miami, or our first round matchup could be against Brooklyn. You don't even know who we playing in the first round, so it's very difficult to project how far we gonna go. And we've never even seen this squad in the playoffs. So because we don't have like that real playoff experience, it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
So when I look at the teams, I'm not gonna say I believe in Miami. You ain't never. Well, you went to the finals in 2020,
2 years ago,
but I'm not gonna say. I say okay. So you got Miami, Chicago, Milwaukee, Philly. I mean, we don't even talk about Brooklyn no more.
Right.
I mean, KD.
And they just got Ben Simmons.
So
they just got Ben Simmons.
It's going to, here's, I'm gonna close it at this and we can move on to something else. I'm going to close it at this. The one thing I can say is that with this trade deadline and all these moves, basketball just hit hyperdrive to excitement. And I'm glad that we right in the middle of that.
Right.
Regardless to what happened, I remember E-Rich was talking about the Cavs need to be on TV. They need to be on TV. Well, they on TV now because you done did what you need to do.
Right.
So, hey, we gonna see.
Okay.
I'm glad they're in the middle of it.
Okay, so let's put a bow on that for right now. Let's put a bow on that. So I got a question for you.
Yep.
Did the Bengals making it to the Super Bowl with a third-year head coach and a second-year quarterback? Does that speed up the timeline for NFL rebuilds? Does that like your expectations for how long a team should be bad before they're good? Does that change now?
I'm glad you phrased it like that. I am so glad that you phrased it like that. So let me get the floor. Let me give you my answer. I'm gonna say, in certain situations, yes. In certain situations, no. Now, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, Mike McCarthy, this is your third year. You got all this talent. You got your defensive coordinator coming back. You got your offensive coordinator come back. Dak is who he is, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Kevin Stefanski, no. Now, those are my two teams. Two teams I love. Kevin Stefanski, no, that doesn't speed up your process.
And is that because he doesn't have his quarterback, or why is he different?
Here's the reason why it's different. Kevin Stefanski inherited a mess. Mike McCarthy inherited a situation where everybody has heard the same voice for 8 years. And so now you got an organization that is ready to insert coach, go. To me, what the Browns need to do is they need to stay the course. They need to stay the course. They need to let Kevin Stefanski learn how to be a head coach. In my opinion, the reason why the Browns had a bad season last year, besides the fact that Baker Mayfield was hurt, was because our head coach was a second-year head coach, and he learned. And so what he's going to get from here, what he's going to learn from here, he's going to take the losses that he had, and he's going to turn them into positives, and he's going to be a better team. Is he going to do what the Bengals did? Probably not. And the reason why I say probably not is because the Bengals dude had a situation where Marvin Lewis was the head coach for a long time. And so now insert coach, you good. So to answer your question, and I'll give you the floor. Give me 10 more seconds. To answer your question, it's a yes and a no. If you're in a situation where you come from a stable franchise and now you're the coach, yes, you should win. And there are 9 head coaches. So Sean Payton's situation. I don't know who got the job in the Saints, But whoever got that job, yes, you should be in the Super Bowl in a couple of years. Yes. Whoever got the job for, let's say, the Jacksonville Jaguars, no, bro, you got forever because you first have to build an organization before you can have expectations. The Browns are more like the Jacksonville Jaguars than they are the New Orleans Saints.
So I don't agree with that.
Of course.
I think at the end of the day, it's like last year the Bengals were 4-12 because Joe Burrow got hurt like in week 9, week 10 or something like that. This year he played 17 games and they're in the Super Bowl. So I think it's pretty obvious that he's the difference and he's the reason that they're in the Super Bowl. And if you don't have a quarterback, you ain't going to the Super Bowl. That's our problem.
We have a quarterback, bro.
Is that cut and dry? You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. I mean, we have somebody playing a position.
Let me ask you this question. You saw Joe Burrow. What? How many games did he play last year? He played
like 9 games.
9 games. If I would have asked you after 9 games last year, who was the better quarterback, Joe Burrow or Baker Mayfield?
Well, you did ask me that. You did ask me that, and I'm gonna tell you what I said. I would have said I got to see more of Joe Burrow because I got to see him after coaches get film on him and see what he's like when they pick up some of his tendencies. That's exactly what I said.
That is what you said.
That is what I said.
You said, why are y'all already giving this dude the Hall of Fame jacket? Same as you said about Patrick Mahomes.
Exactly. So I did say that, but as I expanded on it, that's why. Because you can't just go off of 1 year. But the point that I'm making is that you was loving Baker Mayfield at that particular time. One bad season, especially because he's injured, you can't throw him away, bruh. This is what I'm saying to you. Okay. We're not talking about one bad season, though. We're talking about 4 seasons. We're talking about the totality of 4 seasons.
If there was a slam dunk, you were getting Aaron Rodgers. Bam, why wouldn't you? He's 37. But
what if we get Deshaun Watson?
Okay. I mean, if there was a slam dunk that you was getting Deshaun Watson and all of his charges went away, if it was a slam dunk, it's not a slam dunk. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And if we don't, he'll be back.
If there was a slam dunk that you was getting Russell Wilson, okay, Russell Wilson,
right?
Let Russ cook. But none of those 3 are a slam dunk. So, but now it's not like you have a bum at quarterback. For some reason, y'all think he's a bum, but the dude was injured. Let me just finish.
You say for some reason our leading receiver had a little over 500 yards. That's not some reason.
The dude was injured in game 2, bro.
Then you don't play.
Yes,
you don't play. You don't play and use it as an excuse. But he's not using it as an excuse. You are. He said he was fine to play. You say he's the reason he sucks is because he hurt. This is what
I'm saying, dog. This is what I'm saying.
And just when his shoulders hurt, he can't see, right? So he can't read coverages no more because his shoulder hurt.
I think he was injured, dog. But this is the only thing I'm saying.
Did he have an eye injury?
Here's what I'm saying. Rodgers is not a slam dunk. Deshaun Watson is not a slam dunk. Russell Wilson is not a slam dunk. So because they're not, the risk of going into quarterback purgatory is too great to change from a dude that is good.
I agree with that.
You don't have a dude that's a bum.
No. I agree with that if you can't get an upgrade, then you bring him back. If you're not going to clearly upgrade, then you bring him back. I agree with that.
There's nobody else. The Derek Carrs, the Marcus Mariotas, none of those dudes I don't want those marginal guys to replace them. So, number one, Russ is. I don't know if Russ is gonna leave. I would leave if I was Russ.
We don't know if Aaron Rodgers is gonna leave. We don't know what anybody's gonna do until they do it.
So listen. If somebody told me Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback for the Browns next year, he would be my favorite quarterback in the league. Probably number 2 to Dak, but he'll probably be my favorite. But he gets on my effing nerves for him saying to his head coach, and thanks to my head coach, and you got the most perfectly arched eyebrows. Man, he gets on my nerves. Dude, last year, you was dogging your whole organization. You get on my nerves. If he was our quarterback, I would love him. But please go away. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel about him.
Well, hey, man, I don't care who you are. When you get all that praise, at some point you get full of yourself. You know what I'm saying?
He is full of himself.
So let me ask you this though.
And they ain't only won one Super Bowl.
And this is a two-parter. First, who you rooting for?
Bengals.
And second, who you expect to win. So tell me why you first, and give me some reasons behind why you rooting for the Bengals.
So let me tell you why I'm rooting for the Bengals.
And then let me tell you why I'm not before you go on to part two.
Out of NFL teams, the team that I don't like the most is the Cincinnati Bengals. So my favorite team is between the Browns and
we got.
Hold on, let me finish my point. My favorite team, we're going to get you 1 second to call it. My favorite team is the Browns and Dallas. I don't know who's one. I don't know who's two. But 32 is the Bengals. But here's what I want. Number one, I love a lot of people in Cincinnati. Got a lot of friends, went to UC. I would love that interjection into their city. And I also would love for the AFC North to have more than two teams have won a Super Bowl. Now, unfortunately, we'll be the only ones, but maybe that'll put a fire under our ass. So for those reasons, the team that I want to win is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Hey, thanks for calling. We Talking Sports. Who do we have on the line?
Hey, it's Rado again. I want to talk about Mr. Baker Mayfield and the AFC North.
Okay. So what you got?
Look here. I love Baker Mayfield. I'm not a Browns fan. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan for life.
You love Baker Mayfield.
I like Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield need to change the scenery bad. He need to get the hell out of here. You need to get the hell on out of here, man. It's real talk, man. I mean, dude, and Kevin Stefanski, you're right. He's learning on the fly, but he need to change his offensive plays. All his offensive plays is always up the seam, up the middle. And Jarvis Landry's okay, but he's not that great. You know what I mean? So you don't have a deep threat anymore. That's the reason why the offense is looking terrible. Then your tight ends, you don't have a great tight end like that.
Do you think they need to draft a wide receiver in the first round?
No, you need to draft a linebacker, man. You need a linebacker.
You got a linebacker? Okay.
You need a linebacker. You need a linebacker or defensive end, man. You need one of the middle. You need something on the defensive side of that ball, man, to help out Jared Allen. To help out your boy Myles Garrett. Because old boy that y'all was waving files with Clowney.
David Clowney.
I told Brown fans
he had 9 sacks this season and was a Pro Bowl alternate.
Look, man, Pro Bowl alternate because of who? Who on the other side of there?
You saying it's because of Myles? I like Clowney.
Yeah,
I like Clowney.
Man, that's because of Myles.
But you basically saying that what they do, they need to get a defensive impact player in this draft.
Because the signing that boy back, man, that what's from Notre Dame, he's terrible, man. Yeah, okay, he's horrible, man.
I agree with you.
Wait, you talking about JOK? You talking about JOK?
I agree with you, but my co-host don't.
You say JOK is terrible?
Hey, thanks for the call, bro.
No, don't be mad, man. Don't be
mad.
Right.
Go. Hey, I can't wait till you respond to that one.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hang up on me, man. Hey, no, I got one more thing for you. Hang up on me.
Okay.
The reason why the Browns never be anything until Jimmy Haslam sell the team. You got to go too.
Hey, you my favorite caller of the day. I like the last dude.
He don't just still buy his shit.
Right, talking about some JOK. Come on, man. JOK was all rookie team.
So he say JOK is the. So I agree. I think that y'all overhype him, but go ahead. But that's just me.
I watch the games, man, and I watch the games and I watch the plays. And one of the things I always say about JOK is, for the most part, if he put his hands on you, you going down. And his speed showed up. His ability to play from sideline to sideline. He had multiple 10-tackle games.
Okay, answer your question.
So, as far as, no, I'm not rooting for the Bengals. No. Why would I want to root for them? And and we be the only team in the division without a championship? Because let me tell you something, man. I enjoy the back and forth banner with Bengals fans, even with Steelers fans. But it's like when you argue with a Steelers fan, you really don't be having much to say. Because they've won all of those championships, and their organization has been so consistent over the years. You know what I'm saying? You just be looking, you really be reaching for stuff. You know what I'm saying? You may have to crack on Ben, or you know what I'm saying? You really reach. And if the Bengals cross that threshold of winning a Super Bowl, then it's almost nothing you can really say to the Bengals fans, because we haven't even sniffed a Super Bowl yet, let alone won one. So no. So with that, I'm hating on them. Yes, I am. I'm hating.
So here's what it is to me. I respect that. Like, okay, you've gone to the Super Bowl twice. You didn't win. Y'all ain't all this fire my quarterback, fire my coach. Y'all are a organization that nobody pays attention to.
Because no one respects the organization because they operate like a mom and pop organization.
Everybody in the NFL knows who the Cleveland Browns is. Everybody in the NFL knows who the Baltimore Ravens is because the Baltimore Ravens ball. Everybody knows who Pittsburgh is because Pittsburgh is who they is. Nobody knows who Cincinnati is. They just fly under the radar, and then every once in a while they just get that Ken Anderson team in 1980 with Chris Collinsworth, and then they kind of just fell back to earth. All the way into that Boomer Esiason and Ickey Woods team, and then they just fell back to earth. And now it's their time again, and I want them to kick it out. I was in Cincinnati both of those times. With the Ickey Woods, I was in college down there. And I do. I mean, that's some... Let me tell you, people in Cleveland don't realize this. While our rival is the Pittsburgh Steelers, their rival is the Cleveland Browns. They hate us down there. They hate us. So I get it. They do. They do not like us down there. They talk about us. So and I went to college there for, what was I, in the 6th, 7th?
Okay, so that's who you want to win. Who do you think's going to win? Who you picking? And I'm not even talking about points. You ain't even got to play with the points.
I'm going to
just
pick
a winner.
I'm going to tell you this. Joe Burr. That's what they call him. Joe Burr. It's something about that kid. It's something about him. Joe Burrow went to O State.
And how could Urban Meyer have kept him on the bench? He didn't lay an egg. How did Urban Meyer? Because you don't just wake up one day and become ice cold.
He did, bro.
No, you don't.
You don't. He did.
How could Urban? No. And then again, it's not like we had an NFL caliber quarterback in front of him. We had J.T. Barrett.
Bruh.
Urban Meyer, you owe us
Joe
Ohio
Barrett,
State fans 2 national
Joe
championships for keeping Joe Burrow on the bench and starting J.T. Barrett. You owe us 2 national championships. How you going to get them to us? That's up to you to figure out. But you owe them to us.
I have no problem with that because that's not O State's type of quarterback. But O State,
what do you mean the type of quarterback? The one that throw touchdowns? That's not the type Ohio State likes?
He wasn't that.
Throw too many touchdowns,
He wasn't that his first year at LSU, and then he just all of a sudden just became cold. And so to me, that's what he is now. Joe Burrow will probably be garbage next year.
That's on Urban Meyer.
That's
on Urban Meyer. But let me give you my prediction because we are starting to run out of time here. I don't think so. When the Cincinnati Bengals drafted Jamar Chase, I was critical of them because I said they should have took an offensive lineman because they needed to protect Joe Burrow because he's coming off an injury and basically their offensive line just isn't very good. And I'm not gonna say I was wrong about that, but Jamar Chase was more right than I was.
You was wrong about that, bro.
Okay, I was right. I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. However, I don't think I'm going to be wrong about Malcolm Floyd, Aaron Donald,
the dude from
Von
Denver,
Miller,
yeah.
when they start getting after that offensive line tomorrow. So that's why I'm picking the Rams because I think the Rams defensive line is going to dominate the Bengals offensive line.
Okay, so here's what I think. With the Rams, you got a lot of shiny pieces. You got Aaron Donald, arguably the best defensive player in football. I mean, like, if I was picking a defensive player, if I didn't say Myles Garrett, I probably would say Aaron Donald. Okay, you got number 5, Jaylen Ramsey. Probably the best defensive back in football. If I was picking a defensive back, I would probably pick Jaylen Ramsey. 2 important positions. You got Cooper Kupp. I mean, obviously D-Hop is better than him, but at this moment right now, if I was picking a wide receiver, I would pick Cooper Kupp. Out of everybody in the league, maybe Devontae Adams, but Cooper Kupp.
Give me Devontae.
You got a lot of shiny pieces. But here's the thing about Cincinnati, man. You ain't got no pressure. You ain't even supposed to be here. You playing with house money. You got Joe Burr, who just threw for 60 touchdowns, and you just saw him do this, 3 years ago? What he's doing right now, you just watched him do this what they beat Alabama. Oh, I don't know who they beat in the championship, but whoever, you just watched this kid do this 2 years ago in college football. To me, hey, like I say, the Rams, you got all these shiny pieces. You got Von Miller, who was the Super Bowl MVP. Not, 5-6 years ago?
The only reason I give the Bengals a shot in this game, and I'm not messing around with the points, is because of Joe Burrow. That's the only reason.
You just saw him do it.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Saw this dude come from nowhere and just have a magical season, and he gonna be smoking a cigar with his shades on, and hey,
and his bling on, got his ice on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, hey, check this out, man. It's about time for us to wrap things up. Next Saturday, as we show, we will be in the middle of the NBA All-Star Weekend. So we hopefully will have some good updates as far as some of the activities that are going on here for that. And we will also have us a new Super Bowl winner. True. So, hey, next Saturday, 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, let's get together and let's talk sports.
Go Bengals. Root.